Welcome to the 3-Minute Clinic at the Meltzer Wellness Institute, and today we're going to be talking about how to prevent the cold and the flu. You know, the cold and the flu season is upon us. It's that time of the year, the beginning of November, middle of November, into the winter time, into the winter season. So you're going to see it all over the place. You're going to see upper respiratory infections, you're going to see colds, you're going to see coughing, you're going to see ear infections, you're going to see tonsillitis, you're going to see bronchitis. So what's up? Why is it that 8 out of 10 folks in Western United States and in most of the United States during this winter season will have some symptoms of an upper respiratory infection? Have you ever thought about that? How is it some folks get bronchitis, how some folks get tonsillitis, how some folks get laryngitis, how some folks get the flu, and how some folks don't, or how some folks get it and stay sick for a week or two? So there's a wide variation here. So let's go into it, okay? How do you get the flu? How do you prevent the flu? That's what I want you to know today. What you're going to find out is from our series on this, how to prevent the cold and flu, what you need to know to stay well, and how to prevent the flu. Now let's look at it. You know, it's interesting. Most folks think they catch the flu. That's pretty much what goes on. Like in my clinic, I'll hear people say, oh yeah, I came down with something. I was at my granddaughter's, birthday party. I went to the movies. People in the front row were sneezing and coughing. I was at the restaurant. The waiter coughed on me. I went to a play and the people in the aisle behind us had a, bad cold. So generally the mindset is that people catch the flu. Now that's kind of, metaphorically, sure, you catch the flu from the point of view that you get exposed to bugs and you get exposed to viruses. There's a germ factor in catching the flu, but what people neglect to realize is that you, the individual, is the most important factor in whether or not you catch the flu or not. In other words, the germ theory of disease, which alleges that germs cause disease, set medicine back, in my mind, hundreds of years. Now, why is that? Because it's not the germ, it's how your body interacts with the germ. You see, there's an agent, the germ, and the host, the body. So the relationship between the germ and the host, in other words, the relationship between the virus or the bacteria and your immune system will determine whether you get the flu or not. So for example, if your immune system is strong and you're vital and you're potent and your energy is good and your metabolism is balanced, your body chemistry is strong and balanced, when you get exposed to common viruses and bugs, you don't get the flu. But what happens when your immune system is thinned out? What happens if your self-repair mechanism is not at the highest level? Of course then when you get exposed to viruses and bugs, you get flu. So it's kind of like seeing policemen at the scene of the crime, you see? Oh yeah, policemen at the scene of the crime. Did they cause the crime? No, but they're at the scene of the crime. Germs are present, but the key thing is your immune system. So, it's interesting, even if you go back in history, back into the 1900s when there were plagues that devastated Europe, not everybody got the plague. You have to understand that. Not everybody gets sick. So the difference between those who stay well and those that get sick is the immune system. That's what we're talking about. So I want you to understand something very simply. The best way and the most effective way to prevent the colds and to prevent the flus is by establishing and developing immune power. The ability of your body to be strong, the ability of your body to defend itself against agents like viruses and bacteria. That's the key. Now, let's review. How do you catch the flu? How do you get the flu? Is it an accident? Is it something that just happens? Do you catch it? No. You get exposed to viruses and bacteria, and when your immune system is thinned out, that's how you catch a cold and you tilt, basically. So tune in and stay tuned in. We're going to have a series of little talks here, 3-minute clinics, and what you can do, what you need to know, what to eat, what not to eat, what measures you take, besides washing your hands. Washing your hands is not enough to prevent the cold and flu. That's a standard form of therapy, but it is not enough to prevent colds and flu. So stay tuned in to the 3-minute clinics, the Meltzer Wellness Institute. Make time for wellness and make time to prevent the flu.